Greetings to you, fellow Zambian citizens. So, as you are aware, tomorrow, Tuesday, is the last day of Parliament. And on the 15th, Parliament gets to be dissolved. So today, into tomorrow night, we are having to conclude the business of the day. You are aware that we've been considering the last bills, 74 bills. Now, today, there is a bill that we are considering that I thought I must bring to your attention. This bill is being referred to as the Public Gathering Bill. Let me just read some excerpt of this bill so that you understand where I'm coming from. So in 3 of this bill, it is saying, this act shall apply to a public gathering held in the Republic. Despite subsection 1, this act does not apply to public gatherings that are held, number 1, by the President, number 2, by the Vice President, by the Speaker, First Deputy Speaker, or Second Deputy Speaker, number D, by a Minister or Provincial Minister, by a Member of Parliament in the performance of that member's duties under any written law in that member's constituents, by a mayor, council chairperson, or councillor in the performance of civic duty in that mayor or councillor, council chairperson's district or that councillor's ward. Now, it goes further to say in 3, the exemptions for a person under subsection 2, C, D, E, and F. C refers to by the Speaker, First Deputy Speaker, and Second Deputy Speaker. D is a Minister, E is a Member of Parliament, and F is a Mayor. So there's an exception, and it is saying the exemption for a person under those 3 headings shall not apply during an election campaign, during an election, or where Parliament is dissolved in accordance with the Constitution. So, by this proposal, the Public Gathering Bill is now suggesting that for anyone to have a public meeting, they will now be expected to get a permit from the police. That includes during the times of elections and the time of campaigns. Now, the reason why this Public Gathering Bill is being brought today is what they say to try and address the problems of the Public Order Act. Remember, in the Public Order Act, there have been problems of having public gatherings, meetings, rallies, they've been stopped by the police, citing the Public Order Act. So Jack Mwimbu, interestingly, has brought an amendment. They want to do away with the Public Order Act and replace it with the Public Gathering Bill. Now, this Public Gathering Bill, instead of addressing that problem of requiring the police to give you permit, they've now insisted kulebama police permit even now in times of campaigns. Let me tell you this, fellow citizens, and I hope that you get this message very clear. This country fought so hard to kick away our colonial masters who ruled us by the gun and the fist. We brought democracy into our country. Later on, we created a problem where some selfish individuals decided, let's just go to one-party state. Brave men fought the one-party state, and we brought ourselves back to democracy in 1991. Now, for democracy to flourish, the fundamentals that should be present is, number 1, the enjoyment of freedoms and our rights. Part of the rights and freedoms that must be enjoyed for democracy to flourish is the right to expression. Because how can there be politics or democracy if people cannot express themselves? The freedom to assemble and the freedom to associate. The freedom to associate relates to formation of political parties. The right of freedom to assemble relates to the right to have public or meetings or gatherings. So, we have been enjoying democracy since 1991, with all these fundamentals having been in place where people could express themselves, people could register political parties, people could gather. Today, the UPND have taken away all that. They started with the cyber laws. The cyber laws took away your freedom to express yourselves, or your right to express yourselves. They now took away your freedom to associate, to register political parties. If you go to the Registry of Society today, you literally cannot register a political party. For the last 5 years, that has been the status quo. If you want to assemble, they've now introduced the public gathering bill, which will require you to be getting a permit. Remember, for the last 5 years, how many political parties have been given the permission to go ahead? If not just 2 public gatherings by the citizen first. The rest have been declined by the police. Now today, they have introduced the public gathering bill that will require you to now get a permit during times your campaign. I have said before that to build a dictator, dictators are not born. They are built by the laws you create. Today, we are having the last rituals in entrenching dictatorship in this country. Because after the cyber laws, now you take away the freedoms completely of the people to gather. Because you know by this law, there's no police that is going to allow anyone with divergent views to gather. They will not give permits, just like they've done in the last 5 years. Even when in the last 5 years, they were not supported by the law. Because the Public Order Act does not demand that you must get a permit from the police to gather. It dictates that you must notify the police. But even when the law did not support them, they've stopped all manner of gathering. But today, they want to now get the powers to now be giving permits. And your guess is as good as mine, they will not give. Where is the democracy? Tomorrow, I walk out of Parliament, heartbroken, as a sad man. I feel the weight of disappointment that I, as Binwell Mpundu, has failed you, the citizens of this country. I feel the weight of disappointment because I have failed my country. On this journey, I vowed that I was going to fight for my country and I was going to fight for my people. I have failed you. I go out as a sad man, as a disappointed man, because I have failed in my responsibility to fight for my country. I never imagined it would get down to this level, where literally the democracy we fought for many years, kicked out the oppressors, the colonial masters, fought dictatorship under the one-party state. The democracy we have cherished is now gone. Fellow citizens, it breaks my heart. I've sat here many times. I have spoken to warn you of what's coming ahead. I have been ridiculed, both in Parliament and outside. I've been insulted. I've been belittled. And here we are. The last rituals. to entrenching a dictatorship in this country. So let me say in plain language, today we are having, or the UPND are hitting the last nail in the coffin, barring our democracy. If you didn't understand well, if the citizens cannot have the right to express themselves because of the law called the cyber laws, if the citizens cannot have the right to associate because of what is happening at the rest of society, if the citizens cannot assemble, where is your democracy? That is a question that each one of you must ask yourselves. I don't mind being insulted. I don't mind being ridiculed. I don't mind being belittled. Think of the consequences that these selfish actions will do to this country. I wish some of you could have stood with me to fight this monster that we are creating today. There will be a day. Because some of you are saying, go and fight in Parliament. Unfortunately, how can I fight alone? How can the two of us fight? They've gotten the numbers. Westmore, the people that you gave power, those you sent to Parliament, when they went there, they started cherishing their bellies. They became Shimatwekas, Bamshani Nabwati, Bachindankulambule. That's what they became. They cherished or prioritized the interests of their bellies. So we don't have the numbers. So these bills are going through. But the repercussions, the ramifications of these bills are going to be felt starting this August. Imagine the proposal through the Electoral Amendment Act, the Electoral Process Amendment Act. No sane people can propose what was proposed in the Electoral Process Amendment Act. No normal society can enact a law such as the Public Gathering Bill. But does it bother them? No. Does it bother you? It is up to you. Some of you who come and celebrate this, I've seen comments saying this is order. There's no order that demands sitting on the rights of the citizens. There is no order that precludes citizens from getting involved in politics through bogus laws. There's no order. Fellow citizens, I know posterity stands to judge all of us, and I have refused to be judged harshly by posterity, which is why I put my life on the line. As many of you may now be aware, I have made a decision not to recontest my parliamentary seat for two very important reasons. Number one, it is useless. It's vanity. It's foolish for me to want to go to Parliament and continue under the same circus, enacting bills such as this under the leadership of those, presiding officers. That is why I am focused on the bigger picture. Let us help get power from these characters. Number two, even if I was to stand, how? What time do I have if I'm going to spend every other day at court because the system is determined to lock me up under a bogus charge of sedition? I have never imagined that somebody could be dragged to court, let alone to be pushed to go to jail because they said defend yourselves. Something that is within the laws. So if I was to stand, tell me, how much time do I have to go and campaign if every day I'll be expected to be in court? It is by the grace of God that I stand here. Otherwise, you heard them celebrate. There's going to be a by-election in Nkana. We are going to lock him up. They say that every day. What does that mean to you? It's orchestrated, right? But I leave that to the courts, because the courts have got the powers to ultimately decide. And as a law-abiding citizen, I walk to the court every day I am needed. But here is me just saying, I think that I gave it all for my country, even though I feel the weight of disappointment, because I have failed you. I have failed you, the citizens, and I have failed my country. Perhaps I have the last fight to put up. And I'm inviting you, the citizens, wake up. Wake up before it is too late. These are not mere warnings. I am warning you. You are about to create a monster. Don't let this word come and ring in your minds later on when you would have failed to act. The time to act is now. Stop this monster from being created. You have a chance to get together like we did in 1964 to fight the oppressors, the colonial masters. We have an opportunity to get together to fight the one-party state like our superiors did in 1991. We have an opportunity to stop the mutilation, the killing of our democracy. We have an opportunity to stop a monster from being born today. That is why today is not about whether I want to be on the ballot. Statistics alone is not sufficient. You cannot say, I participated in an election, I came number 4, I came number 5. It is not about being on record. It is about doing what must be done for this country. This is the moment when men of honor, men of integrity, men and women that love this country must hold hands and fight this monster that we are about to create. That is the moment when every noble man and woman must speak to themselves, must realize that this is a moment upon which we are being called to stand together, not for personal benefit, but for the interest of our country. Posterity will judge you very harshly if you fail to put aside your personal interest for the interest of the country. May God bless you. May God bless our country. I thank you.